listening to Into the Spotlight with Osaka Jack on Everfree Network. Hello everyone, this is Osaka Jack with Into the Spotlight on Everfree Network. With me today I have someone whose work you have seen. I guarantee you, or you probably won't be listening to me. Miss Sabrina Alberghetti, also known as Sibsy, and I stumbled over your name, I apologize.
You're not the first and you won't be the last.
But I stumbled over Sabrina, how could you not?
I don't know. Hey, you know what? When I moved to BC, when I got my health card, they screwed up my first name too.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. So they got the last name right, but they messed up the first name. I was like, how is that even possible?
It was such a relief for me to come to Japan. My last name, my family name, is just way too many vowels in a row for anybody to pronounce it correctly. So the first 20 years of my life, nobody ever pronounced my name correctly on the first try. I come here and it's written in the katakana and they pronounce it perfectly.
Perfectly? Oh, wow.
That's so great. Thank you. It's written differently, but you say it right. That's great.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, actually.
It is. It's really useful. You don't have to worry about how to spell something when it's written phonetically.
Yeah. English language is strange.
But if English were easy, then I wouldn't have a job. So keep being difficult. Woohoo! Well, if anybody has been living in a cave with their hands over their eyes and fingers in their ears, could you describe who you are? What do you do?
I am a nobody. No, well, I kind of am. I'm a storyboard artist in television animation, and I've been doing it for about 10 years, almost 11 now. And I've been working on My Little Pony since season 1. I'm one of the only original board artists left. We're still working on it. And that's probably where you know me from.
I would say it's where I was introduced to you from. At the very least, yes. I think there's a lot of things that I'm aware of now and large fans of that I was introduced through Pony, yeah. And you're one of them, yay!
Yay! I guess I can say the same about you.
Yeah, I'm highly doubtful that you would have been searching English teachers in Japan and just, let's listen to this guy, see what he has to say.
If I'd even find you online.
I've never tried to look for myself pre-Pony online. I'm wondering if I could even find it. Oh.
I'm trying to think if I ever did a Google search before Pony. Probably, because I've been on DeviantArt for a long time, so I'm sure something might have come up.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I actually remember I didn't find your DeviantArt first. It was... Shoot, what was it? I don't want to say MySpace, because it wasn't MySpace, but it was... I remember the header picture was you working with a fire and using a gasoline hose on it.
Oh, my old blog.
Yeah!
Which I accidentally totally destroyed.
Oh, no!
That's why it doesn't work anymore.
Oh, no!
Yeah, I remember when I got my new phone ages ago, there was some weird, picture sharing thing, and I guess it took all the pictures that I had on my blog and put them on my phone. I was like, well, I don't want all these pictures on my phone, so I deleted them all, and that deleted everything on my blog. Years and years of blog posts. I was like, oh my God.
Oh.
And I just was like, you know what? It's done. I don't even care anymore. I just could not be bothered to go back, and I was a little bit heartbroken.
Oh, understandably.
But that's exactly what happened, and that's why if you go to that blog, everything just shows up like broken links because I'm a fool.
Not every program is intuitive, so I'm not going to put full blame on you. But
well, I don't like how everything, Google tries to connect everything, and it was really frustrating at the time. But
I would agree. If I want to play a game, I want to play a game. I don't necessarily want to play a game while tweeting about it and doing live share on Facebook. Let me have separate parts of my life, please.
Yeah, I hate how everything's becoming so connected like that.
I'm fine with the option. If somebody wants to do it, that's fine. I just don't like that being the default setting.
Yes, you can't play this unless you sign in with blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I don't know if they changed it, but wasn't it for a bit you couldn't make a YouTube account unless you used your actual name?
Oh, really? I don't know.
I think a lot of people grandfathered in, but
I know.
at least for a time.
Facebook didn't Facebook do that? Like just recently, where you had to change your name if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to change it again. I don't know, something silly.
To be honest, I deleted my Facebook account a few years ago, so
Yeah,
I'm.
I still have my Facebook, but it's set to private just for like close friends
That's
and
a good
family.
idea. That's a good
Just
idea.
yeah, I mean, I'm on social network everywhere else that people
Hmm.
don't need to find me on Facebook. And I always feel bad when people send me Facebook requests and I'm just like, I'm sorry, it's nothing personal.
Hmm.
It's just for family
Yep.
and people I've known for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's totally legitimate.
Hmm.
Social media doesn't necessitate everybody in the social sphere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
You don't need to know every aspect of my life.
you know what would make me consider it though? I'm just thinking this now. If
What's that?
Facebook would start saying the more friends you have on Facebook, the less personal information we'll try to pry out of you.
Yeah, right.
Start like a sliding scale on that about, oh yeah, friend everybody, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that blog was down. Granted, I
I
haven't checked in years, but still.
That's probably for the best. And I just couldn't get into Tumblr. I tried and I don't know. I don't like Tumblr either very much. So,
I found a use for Tumblr, and if I want to tweet something that's like 15 tweets, I'd rather put it on Tumblr and just link to it, even if nobody reads it.
yeah, that's a good point.
But another one that I found is I have a few people I'm following on Tumblr that are just finishing high school now,
Hmm.
and that is the easiest way for me to get a slight glimpse into that age set's mind without being too creepy about it.
Just a little bit creepy.
It's a little bit creepy, but it's less so than Twitter. Like Twitter would be personal thoughts and things that do. Tumblr is a lot of just reblog. So stuff that
That's
they find
true. Yeah.
interesting, just reblog it.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's more of an interest thing than a
Yeah, yeah, it's
yeah.
more of an interest thing. I mean, if they're writing a lot, then I get to see that. But
Yeah.
that's not. I swear that's not why I do that. It's part of my job, guys. I teach kids. I've got to be aware of what kids are like.
You gotta know what's cool with kids
Hmm.
these days. Yeah.
5 years ago, I swear to you, I put it on my resume that I didn't say master, but I said I was really good at Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
That's on my resume because that is freaking awesome for Japanese kids.
Ah, fair enough.
I got an English teacher who can do Pokemon. He gave me an Arceus. Really? Yeah,
Gee,
you got to come and sign up
I-
for a school to get one.
that's all right.
I found a lot of people will trade you an Arceus if you can give them a female Eevee. So for a long time on the train to and from work, I did nothing but breed Eevees.
Oh my God. Hey, if that's what's gonna get good grades, it's good
uh,
motivation.
to be totally honest with my school, it's more about getting students to sign up than grades.
Oh
But,
wow,
that's business. That's how it goes.
for sure. Well, you're ahead of the game.
Yay! I was.
You were?
I was. I haven't gotten a 3DS yet, so I'm behind on games.
Oh dear.
I planned on it.
Maybe
I really
maybe
did.
get the new one. The new one's coming out now, isn't it?
Yeah, coming out soon. I've heard dual analog sticks.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people complaining here because they're not coming out in the smaller version. They're only coming out in XL in North America.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to
but
guarantee you that they would have complained about something else anyway.
yeah, I guess so. And Nintendo can either do no wrong or just does constant wrong.
Or both, I
Or
found.
both. They make some silly decisions,
Well,
but
like a lot of fandoms, Star Wars, Pony, and other things, there will be people who will love every aspect of it and complain about just as much.
yeah, exactly. They love to hate it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just bummed about the amiibo situation. I didn't think they were gonna be this crazy. I thought they were gonna be like Infinity,
Hmm.
and be on the shelves and God.
I'll have to see if I can get a. I honestly haven't been looking, but I'll have to see if Japan has more. That'll
Hmm.
be something else I can try to export.
Yeah, that's a good idea
Yeah,
because they're region free. So
that's true. That's true.
yep.
Hmm. With My Little Pony Japan site just shut down this week, so this could be the
There you go.
replacement. Woo!
They're a big hit.
Hmm. Well, I think we've kind of touched on it, a few things that we've just been mentioned, but
Hmm.
what do you think are some of the larger influences for you, art-wise?
art-wise?
Yeah. And it could be something, from quite a while ago or even recent, like Pokemon, if you want.
Like in how I draw personally?
Well, could be something in how you draw or just something that you're really impressed with how it looks and like, oh, I love this stuff.
Oh, like new stuff. Oh,
What
geez.
could be new or old?
I don't know. It's crazy. I haven't really watched cartoons in a while, which is so sad to say. Um, I just haven't had the time, and it sounds really pessimistic, but there hasn't really been much that's sparked my interest enough to want to get into it recently. Like
Sure.
I keep up with, I try to keep up with the new Ninja Turtles. I really like the
Mm-hmm.
Nickelodeon one. I like Gravity Falls, um,
Mm.
that type of stuff. But like, I don't really watch much anime.
Sure.
I,
Honestly, I don't either. I swear
I
I don't.
that's so weird that you're surrounded by it, but you
Perhaps
somehow,
I'm just inundated and tired
yeah,
of the
maybe
same story, characters, voice acting.
over and over.
Uh,
Yeah, that makes sense.
could be.
Um, God, I know it's a terrible answer, but
Oh, no,
it's
no.
truthful. I've been playing a lot more games recently.
Okay.
Having Andy here,
Mm-hmm.
we had gotten a Wii U back in the summer, and it kind of rekindled my love for, games again because even with video games, I had stepped away for a bit,
Sure.
um, because there wasn't really much out there that, really sparked my interest. But I really like the cartooniness of the Nintendo games and the Mario and
Okay.
Mario Kart and Smash Brothers is out now. So
Mm.
I've actually been playing more games than watching cartoons and doing art.
I believe it. There's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know one of your more recent pictures on DeviantArt is the Freddy guys.
Oh yes, the Five Nights at Freddy's. That was all. Yeah, Andy was playing it, and I was like, this game is weird, and I really like the idea of the characters. I'm like, oh, one day I'll have time and I'll draw them, and I drew them, and then I sketched them out, and I was so busy, I didn't have time to go back to it and finish it till
Right.
almost a month after I sketched it out.
Ah.
And I just kept looking at it, going, this is never gonna get finished, but I really wanted to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, those guys are great.
I think they tapped into a deep fear that all of us have, is that those animatronic things are
That's
going to
right.
get us.
No way, I love those things as a kid.
So did I. I loved them,
I love
absolutely, but there's a part of you, it's like, knows this is not natural.
Oh no, of course. But it never bothered me. It's funny, they never bothered me when I was a kid at Chuck E. Cheese. But when I used to go to Canada's Wonderland, which is essentially like Six Flags
Okay,
Park,
gotcha.
um, they had, when I was a kid, they had like a Smurf land because,
Okay,
Smurfs were the popular thing in the 80s because
right,
I'm
right.
50 years old. And
You're
or
talking
like
to a guy who still has every alien Smurf that came in the Happy Meals, so,
nice.
yeah.
And I love the Smurfs when I was a kid, but would go to the park and there'd be people dressed up in the Smurf costumes, and I would run and I would cry. I'd be like, I don't want to go anywhere near them. I was so scared of them as a kid, even though I loved the characters.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
if they were walking around willy nilly in the park, I would go oh my God, I would run away in sheer terror. But the Chuck E. Cheese ones never scared me because they were stuck where they were, like they
Yeah,
couldn't move.
that's true.
And the characters that walked around in the games room,
Mm-hmm.
I think I wasn't as frightened because I think I might have been a little bit older by then.
Right.
And I do remember though that Chuck E. Cheese, the one we used to go to, had his tail cut off because kids
Kids
kept
can
pulling
pull.
on it.
Right.
So I guess whoever was in charge cut the tail in half so there wasn't
Oh,
enough
jeez.
to grab.
Oh, man.
And he
That.
would just walk around holding this like nub tail in his hand while he was,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, that's a weird
The Chuck
memory.
E. Cheese near us, when we went one night, after one of the banned quote unquote live shows,
Yeah.
the curtain broke and it didn't
Oh
close.
dear.
So like they finish the show, the lights go out, and you hear the sound of the curtain closing,
Yeah, yeah.
but it didn't close. So they're just sitting there in the dark,
Like
frozen.
with their heads down, with their eyes open.
Eyes were open and mouths were partially open.
Nice.
and just staring ahead. It never got to the point where anybody was like totally afraid and screaming or anything, but you
Yeah.
could tell there was a change in mood the longer it was there. It's like everybody
Oh,
was
that's
so
great.
happy when they were performing, and then it didn't close. Like, oh, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
Okay, now it's creepy. Oh,
Let's have
that's
some pizza. Let's go do the games. I don't want to sit
they
here.
don't. I guess they don't have those anymore, though. I haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese in years.
They
I
banned them for anybody who doesn't have kids in any area I've been to. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, is it true? I keep hearing a rumor that you have to have kids to go into Chuck E. Cheese nowadays. Have
I believe any location that I have been to, yes, you have.
you
That is
do?
true. Yeah.
So, like, if me and like a few friends wanted to go for pizza, they wouldn't let us in.
No, not unless you had kids with you.
That's
You
ridiculous.
can. I'm not 100% sure. You might be able to like call the manager and ask, and
See, you know, it's funny because a friend's birthday just passed, and I was like, listen, I'm gonna try and call Chuck E. Cheese because that'll be hilarious. We should try and go.
I'm
I could
quite
not
sure
get
that if you
through.
really.
No one picked up the. It's like they knew. I couldn't. No one would pick up the phone, which I thought was very strange to begin with. But so I still don't have an answer.
Huh. I know if you just show up, they won't let you in, or they won't let you stay for very long.
Oh.
You might have more luck as a group. I know individuals that no, out.
Well, yeah, you don't want
Which
like
makes sense.
some creepy guy or girl, you
Exactly.
know. But I mean, I totally get it. But at the same
Right.
time, if like four or five of us go and we just want to play some games and have some pizza,
Hmm.
I don't see what the big deal is.
I would agree.
They're just
I think
they're
it'd be
just losing money. They're just losing.
yes, yeah. I would
Oh
agree.
well.
But yeah.
Because I know that they've got like a weird system where like you have to come in and leave with the same amount of people, but you know what I mean? Like if
Okay,
you come in with five people, you have to leave with those same five people,
makes sense.
which totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Gosh, but I don't remember it being like that when I was a kid, but maybe
No,
I just didn't know. Maybe that was always a policy.
I'm doubtful. I don't remember anything similar to that in my family. But then again,
Yeah.
I wasn't paying as much attention.
Yeah. We're just like, whatever, man. Chuck E. Cheese. Let me
Yeah.
in.
I do remember one of my sisters having a hissy fit because when Dad got the tokens, he
Yeah.
was mixing up her tokens with everybody else's tokens, and she was angry about that.
Well, they're all the same.
You don't say that to her.
Oh,
No,
okay.
hers are special, and they're getting mixed up with everybody else's.
Oh, I know I still had one back home, but I would love to like find an old one from when I was a kid, the old little, little token there.
Yeah.
It always bothered me too because the only toy I ever wanted from when you bring in the tickets was
Right.
just the little figurine of Chuck E. Cheese.
Hmm.
And I never had enough tickets to get anything good. And my cousins, they were all boys,
Hmm.
so they had a million tickets and they never share because they were jerks.
Hmm.
And they get all their stuff, and I never got this stupid.
Oh.
I just wanted the little figurine that doesn't
Right.
do anything. And I was at a toy store locally,
Uh-huh.
just a few weeks ago, and they sell new toys and old toys.
Right.
And they had this Chuck E. Cheese figurine for like $3, just used. And I picked it up and I remember saying to Andy, I was like, oh man, I told him the whole story. I was like, oh my God, this is the Chuck E. Cheese toy
Hmm.
I always wanted. And I held it in my hand for like 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna buy this stupid thing.
You should have.
And then I put it down. I know, I'm regretting it now. I put it down because it felt almost wrong to have it without
Without
earning it.
winning it. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, and then I thought, I've gone 25 years without it. I think I'm okay.
Yeah, still.
I couldn't believe they had it, and oh, it's just weird how certain things just stay in your head.
Oh yeah,
But
I absolutely agree. I don't have space here in this apartment, which is sad for me because I'm like, I want
well,
to get this, I want to get the but I don't have space. Yeah.
you know what? That's probably for the best because I have too much space now and I have too much crap that I just want to get rid of.
Well, and I think that's a reason I can get a lot of the things I can to people is that everyone in Japan has a similar thing, so they're going to sell some of their old stuff, and I can go to the thrift shop. And, oh, look at
You'll
this!
find it. Yeah, you'll
Yeah,
find it eventually.
but no, I've still got I still got a box of some things that if I ever get enough money to just make a display case,
Oh,
they're going in.
money or room? Which is
Both.
both? Okay.
Both. Well, my logic was that, I mean, this would be really stupid of me, but if I
Mhm.
get enough money, then I can make a hanging display case like up at the top of the wall, which is a great idea for an earthquake-prone country.
Yeah.
But that was my thought. Like, it wouldn't take up any floor space. I just put it
Yeah.
up there, and I can always see it, and then it'll kill
Hopefully
me
it,
when I have an earthquake.
yeah, hopefully it doesn't end up on the floor. I love how it's not if we have an earthquake, it's when we have an earthquake.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, growing up in the Midwest, it was never if we have a tornado this year. No, no.
Yeah.
It's we're going to have a tornado this year. Let's hope it's not directly over us.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, it's funny, I was driving to work the other morning and I never listened to the radio, but I put on the radio just to change it up and they were talking about, the big one's coming. Like we're due for an earthquake. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I never turn on the radio, and the one time I do, they're talking about how we should all have earthquake kits and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Apparently only like 20% of us are actually prepared for an earthquake in this
Well,
province.
let me just say, I'm going to guarantee you that the number in Japan is equal. Almost
Oh,
every student I have,
yeah.
adults, they don't have an earthquake kit ready. I think I'm the
Wow.
only person I know who has one ready.
There's really no excuse.
Well,
And
let me
yet,
just say this for anybody that's out there: for a disaster kit,
yeah,
go get an 8-pack of toilet paper and put it under your sink and never use it.
never touch it. Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that in the 2011 tsunami and earthquake, I
Mhm.
never expected the toilet paper supply to be cut off for all of Japan.
Wow.
And it was approaching paper towel usage.
Napkins, paper towels, Kleenex.
Napkins were long gone, Kleenex were long gone. We had
Yep.
paper towels, and that was about it.
Ugh.
Then
News.
the supply started slowly coming back, and we recovered. But no, I tell you what, from now on, I've got a. It's the single
Yeah.
ply stuff you never want to use, but it's in there along with a big old jar of peanut butter.
Peanut butter. I have no excuse. I have a basement with ample room. I should have some. I have a. I have a car hood in my basement. I can have an earthquake. I have an extra car hood and an extra toilet. I've got a this is the weirdest thing. I have a brand new toilet sitting underneath my basement stairs, new in box, because I was always planning on putting a bathroom in the basement.
Okay, I
And
see.
then, I left my ex and it never happened. And
Right,
now
right.
I've got a toilet. It's a nice one. It's one of those eco dual flush ones.
Oh,
But yeah,
nice.
I should probably just put it on Craigslist. Get rid of it.
You know what? I would say don't put it on Craigslist. Give it randomly to a relative for next Christmas.
I don't
Don't.
have any relatives out here, though.
Oh, that's a shame.
Just me. I have nobody out here.
Well, I tell you what. Pretty soon you're going to have relatives out there because actually, somewhat recently, this will be a good
Yeah.
segue. Somewhat recently, congratulations, got engaged. Yay!
I know. I know. Thank
Yay!
It's weird because it's my second one. And
I
my
got it. Okay.
parents are like, "Oh, you're engaged again? All right."
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. I get a lot of I've gotten a lot of flack from a lot of people for saying this, but I honestly believe
Yeah.
in today's culture, the second
The second
engagement
one.
or marriage is
Yes.
the best one.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, my parents divorced when I was 7,
Yeah.
and both of them remarried and had fantastic, and still, I guess mother is still alive, so
Yeah.
have fantastic marriages since. And a lot of people that I've talked to,
Yep.
it it seems like we're not really sure what we want when we first get engaged or married, and that's
Yeah.
why they do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I mean, I'm not saying it's a guarantee or anything, but I'm saying that I am highly in favor of second engagement and marriages. Yes.
well, I'm glad I waited. Yeah, it was true. I mean, I'm okay to talk about it. It's been a while now, but it was one of those things where I was engaged for a while, and we had been together for a long time,
Right.
and it was like, well, I guess this is the next thing we got to do. But at the same time, I wasn't like I don't know. Like it started to not feel right. We had some problems, and then everyone kept asking me, like all my friends back home, when are you getting married? When are you getting married? You guys have been engaged for a few years, and I'm like, there's obviously a reason why I'm not going through with it, right?
Yeah.
Like, And then it just got to the point where I was like, I can't do it. And I
Sure.
had to, it was the hardest damn decision. But man, people, let me tell you, if you know you're with someone who you don't want to be with, don't drag it out. It's going to suck no matter what, but it's going to suck more the longer you drag it out.
I don't know why, but the song "Do It Anyway" is just going through my head right now. It sucks.
No,
Do
don't.
it anyway.
No, Ben Folds, you're wrong. Don't do it. Or
No, I
do
meant do
it.
it as in breaking.
Do it as an end it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was talking
And
about.
I've been super happy, and being a long distance is super tough.
Gosh,
But
can't imagine.
I know you have no idea what
Yeah,
that's.
really.
I'm very lucky that he's able to be here for as long and as often as he can. Um, it's basically for as long as Canada doesn't kick him out. So, he's
Right.
got to leave every so often. But once we get married, we'll work on the permanent residency stuff. I had a best friend back home who just went through the same thing with her, and this was her actual second marriage. She actually was married, divorced, and she remarried someone from the States, and it worked out. So
Neat. Fantastic.
it's possible. It's just a little more work.
Yes.
So I have hope. I have hope.
Good.
And it's such a strange situation. God, I never would have thought a few years ago I'd be in this situation, but
Yeah,
life is strange.
absolutely. It's yeah. Anybody who thinks you got a full handle on life, you're
Yeah, no,
fooling yourself.
totally.
Uh,
But yeah, I don't know. I've never been like a wedding chick. I just kind of want to just get married and just be done with it. Like
right.
I've never had like I need to have this and no. I'm not girly enough, I don't think.
So if you had the opportunity,
Hmm.
what theme would you go with?
Theme?
Yeah, like an Animaniacs themed wedding.
Yeah, right. Oh
You'd be
dear.
Flavio and Marita up
Oh
there.
God, God, they drive me nuts. Um, I don't know. I don't think I would have a theme.
Okay.
I, I think the only thing I would probably want, and it's so lame,
Yeah.
but I would probably, if I could, get some sort of like wedding, like if we have a cake, to get a topper with our ponies because we kind of met through ponies, like
That's a good point. Yeah.
and that's probably the only little, you know,
Hmm.
tidbit I would like. I'm pretty um
Every bridesmaid's dress will have a cutie mark.
oh my God, no. Oh my goodness. Be planning weddings, my dear.
Uh,
No, I don't know. I'm pretty simple. I like things to be classic, and I'm
I can
kind of
imagine.
dull like that. Like it's weird because like my house is very
Spartan?
it's kind of like moderny contemporary,
Okay.
and like I go with like my friends and like, oh, why don't you get this cartoon shower curtain or like this cool bath mat? And I'm like, yeah, it's really cool, but I don't actually want it in my bathroom. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I've got my office that's full of crap and full of cartoons and
Yes.
toys everywhere. It's like
Mhm.
it's ridiculous in here. And then I can get away from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I like to come in here, be surrounded by all this stuff that inspires me, and then visually have a break from it and leave. And
That makes sense. I can understand that.
yeah, that's kind of how my mind works.
Sure. No, makes sense. Yeah. I I have noticed that recently I'm watching Pony much less when I'm at home, and that's not because it's something I dislike, but I do use it as an English teaching tool for some of my classes.
Ah,
My boss is very cool. She allows that. And
cool.
and it's great because it's really good to teach English with, except for Applejack. God bless her, love Applejack, but it's difficult to explain Southern slang.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I think you're absolutely right with that. You need a break from what is work and what is not work.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And yeah, it's starting to become that Pony is part of my work, so I had
Hmm.
to break from it.
Hmm. And I'm
Still,
on a break from it right now.
yes, you are.
Yeah,
Just recently,
just recently, yeah, last week. Finished.
obviously we can't talk specifics, and I would rather we didn't anyway. But
No.
But your part for season 5 has ended.
Well, it's not ended yet.
Oh, okay.
There's still another one in the works. I'm not on that team.
Right.
But I've done my 5 episodes a season, and I'm good, and I'm out. Yeah. I really enjoyed this season. I was very lucky with the episodes me and my partner Nicole got. We were team members on season 1 and 2.
Okay. All
Nicole
right.
and we finally got to work together again this season.
Good.
And we totally we got so lucky because we didn't have to do a song this season. I was like, holy cow, this is the first season where I haven't had to do a song. I dodged a bullet. It was great. However, she's working on an episode. She's got one more that she's doing, and she got a song, so she didn't get away that easily. But apparently she offered to do it, so it's a little different.
Yeah, that is.
But I got out scot-free this season. I do enjoy doing songs, but they are tough, and they do take
a lot of work.
They take a lot more time. Yeah.
If two characters are having a conversation, there's probably not that much movement going on compared to dancing to a song.
Yeah. Or, just, staging and songs are fun, but they'd be more fun if we had more time to do them.
Sure, absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm on another show now for a few months, and then I'll see what goes on after that. We're kind of left in the dark till always the last minute, but I'm still at THX. And
I am truly envious of your ability to do that. I need something more stable in my job. I just.
Yeah, I know. Like they really do a good job of trying to line things up for us. Like when one season of something ends, we're able to hop on to something else, so we just keep rolling on.
Right.
And it's nice to have a change too, work on a different show for a few months.
Right.
But yeah, no. We'll see. The studio's got a lot going on. There's so many different shows. I'd be stoked to work on anything. So we'll see.
And that's great. Work is work, even if it's it's not something I'm amazingly proud of. But
I gotta pay the mortgage. I just need to work, and I'm very lucky. I've been there almost 7 years now at that place, which is crazy. I know. I think it's going to be 7 years in March.
Ooh. What is the 7-year anniversary? Because they got to get you a gift or something.
Death. I don't know. A new bed, a new pillow. No, I like it.
We'll do like The Simpsons when he was working for Scorpio. Everybody gets a hammock.
Dude, he's my favorite Simpsons character of all time.
Oh yeah, Hank Scorpio's awesome.
I've got the only Simpsons figurine I own is Hank Scorpio, and he's still in the box, brand new. I won't open him. I can't. And I open all my toys, but I have not opened Hank Scorpio. Can't. I love him so much.
I think it's impressive how long The Simpsons has gone on.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's just amazing. But at the same time, I really believe if you ask anybody what their favorite episode or character or even line is, nobody says anything after season 10.
It's true.
And even that would be pushing it. I'm saying 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
That's when everybody loved it.
Yeah. Well, because it had heart then, it really did. Me and Andy talk about The Simpsons a lot. It had heart, and it wasn't afraid to have emotion and make you actually feel something.
Yeah.
Now it's just kind of it's line after line. It's turning into Family Guy. Like, we already have Family Guy, which is just writing jokes. We don't need another one of those. We have one.
Right.
It's The Simpsons, to me, just kind of lost its heart over the years.
I guarantee you, most of the people who are listening to this won't believe me, but I think that The Simpsons survived largely because of Beavis and Butthead.
How so?
When The Simpsons started, I don't know every area in America, but I know that my area, parents were furious. How can you have a show where a child does public defamation of a statue and acts that way? We need to get this show off the air. This is the most terrible thing ever. It should not be animated. It should not be on the air. It's a terrible... And it was getting really bad.
Huh.
And then Beavis and Butthead came out. And after the episode Frog Baseball, which is exactly what you think it is, guys.
No, I remember that one,
Nobody said a word about The Simpsons.
Ah,
Everybody was absolutely fine with Bart's cheeky shenanigans
yeah.
because just compared to one episode of Beavis and Butthead, he was an angel.
He was an angel. Yeah.
I don't know if it was specifically the only reason, but I'm going to argue that that took
Yeah,
so much pressure off of The Simpsons that
I
they were
bet.
allowed to be themselves after that.
Which is so funny by today's standards.
Oh, yeah.
God, you can get away with anything now in adult animation anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
Like
And
we still have like we still can't have things in our shows because they're for kids, like like breaking glass and like things you don't really think about.
oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like I remember I did one. I did a short for Kid versus Cat years ago,
Hmm.
and a baseball goes through a window, but we couldn't actually show the baseball hitting the window and breaking glass, so it had to happen off screen. Just
Interesting.
I know, just little things like that.
Well, I still think it's hilarious. One of the best movies ever made, in my opinion, Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah.
Still, if it's aired on network television, they have edited out the farts from the
Really?
from the campfire scene.
Oh my God.
Uh,
What?
Okay, I'll grant you, I haven't seen American network television for quite a few years, but from what I've
The last
heard,
time you did, okay.
which is within the last decade, they
Yeah,
still had to, they still chose anyway to
yeah.
show the edited version where it's just ridiculous people sitting around a campfire and moving their bodies back and forth, but it's totally silent.
That's so weird. But every kids movie has fart jokes in it now. Like it's the thing.
It started with Pumbaa, who technically didn't fart. We just
He
had a
technically
tuba
did.
going whop. But
Yeah. Wow. That boggles my mind.
yeah, well,
My,
old
how
old
things
things.
change.
Yep.
Goodness.
Well, or how things change slowly.
Yeah.
All right, just checking right now. The traditional seventh anniversary gift is either wool or copper, so they can get you a nice wool down sheet, just
That would
nice
be
bed.
that would be just great. Wool or copper.
Well, something that I did want to specifically mention,
Yeah.
because I don't know if anybody specifically mentioned it to you, but I wanted to. When the fandom was starting, a
Yeah.
lot of the staff was actually very kind to bronies and fans who were doing it.
Mhm.
But you were really one of the first ones to specifically reach out.
I guess so.
No, you were. I mean, I've tried to find records of people before you, and I can't find any. Others were being polite and answering questions or
Mhm.
talking to people online and stuff. But you were the first one who was actually actively searching
Oh, I
at
see. Yeah,
times.
because I was wondering, like, what did I do different? Because I honestly don't know what I did differently
Hmm.
than anyone else per se, and I'm actually interested to hear this because I really don't know.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, you're the first one who actually would. Others, it would be bronies would approach staff, and staff would be polite, or staff would answer questions and like, "Wow, that's great, they're so human." But you actually approached bronies and said, "Hey, I like your music, and I work for the show. I like your art, and I work for the show."
Hmm.
And a lot of them were like, "Ah, oh my god, it's so cool."
Well, I think because I'm an artist, like
Sure,
I don't know, maybe it's just the artist side of me where I
sure, but I
if
don't.
it's something I
Nobody.
like, I'm gonna tell you I like it regardless of what you're doing. I don't know.
Well, I wanted to mention it because I wanted to thank you because I'm sure that helped a fledgling fandom develop.
Oh God,
Not
don't
just
put this on
support,
me.
no, not the whole thing,
No,
but
I know.
not just support for people who are asking you stuff, but you actually went out and just, hey, I like this stuff. Thanks for making it.
Well, that's how I met Andy.
Exactly. Yes. Perfect example.
It was me that said, "Hey, nice music. I'm glad you're not doing another dubstep song like every other person is." Like it sounds terrible, but I liked his music because it was different,
Right.
and I felt the need to say, "Hey, it's cool you're doing something different than what everyone else seems to be doing at the moment."
Mm.
And we just started talking, and that's exactly how we met. It was just me going, "Hey, good job."
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all it takes. But yeah, I know.
yeah,
Well, I know even now you're still getting a lot of, you're inspiring a lot of people. I know the Asian community is not as well developed,
yeah.
but recently at Japan PonyCon, there was a Korean artist who made
Okay.
a set of tarot cards.
Oh my God, I love them.
And I was dumbfounded because it wasn't totally clear. When I went up to that, it had a few of the cards on display, and it said 2,000 yen, which is about $20.
Okay.
I thought they meant $20 per card. And I was like,
Oh,
that's a little pricey, but my goodness, these are fantastic.
they are gorgeous.
They're wonderful. And so I asked, I'm like, is it 2,000 yen per card? They said, no, set. I'm like, what?
Oh, what? Give me them all.
I bought 4 of them right there, and
Yeah.
I demanded their email and got a lot more since, and I've been able to send them out.
Oh, I love them so much. I
Mm-hmm,
used to play tarot cards when I was like 17, 18.
mm-hmm.
So they have a special place in my heart because I'm into all that weird occult paranormal stuff, garble. But like pony tarot cards, and they're beautifully drawn,
Mm-hmm,
and the quality is amazing.
mm-hmm.
It's like it's win 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 win.
And they have that sparkle mirror board finish. It's
Yes,
just
that's what I
fantastic.
mean. Like they're
They're,
badass.
they're amazing. And I kept saying, you can charge double. You can easily charge double
Yeah,
what you are charging for these.
yeah.
But no, he said, nope, I'm keeping it this price. I'm like, all
But
right.
I hear printing stuff like that in Japan is really cheap by comparison to North America.
Um, I haven't printed in North America, so I couldn't tell you.
Hmm.
And I haven't printed all that much in Japan, so
Hmm.
I'm not 100% sure. I believe if you go to the right company, it can be. If you get the right
Yeah,
amount, it can be. But
that's what I hear anyway from a lot of my friends who have done a lot of printing and have
sure.
got stuff from over there. And the quality is just like my partner Nicole, she has one of the Japanese artists that do pony stuff. She got a book and she found out how much it costs to get it printed, and it just blew my mind because it was peanuts. Like, and it's
Okay.
like beautiful quality books. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if it was that cheap to do sketchbooks here, I probably would have one out already.
Right.
Um, I think it's the cost that's keeping me at bay for the time being.
Sure.
But either way, his
Mm-hmm.
stuff is amazing.
Right. Right.
I love them.
Yeah. The I will say right now, the state of it, the drawings and animations in Asian artists that I've seen is just fantastic. Blows me away. And I'm sorry, currently to date, Japan PonyCon has the only mascot that has a magical girl transformation sequence that has been fully
Really?
animated.
What?
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
You're tooting that horn. You're like, yep.
Yep. But at the same time, I will fully admit that the physical art items I haven't seen as high quality as I have in the West.
Oh, like plushies
Like
or
plushies, or there is one person who sculpts molds, and he does a fantastic job.
yeah,
But he's the only one that I've seen.
only one.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I haven't seen a lot of physical items yet. I actually got a plushie at Japan PonyCon, and she fell apart by the time I got home.
Oh no.
She's really cute. She's made of wool, and it's like the person who made it. Okay, you've got great ideas, but keep
Yeah.
practicing because there's a lot of flaws here.
Yeah. It's
But
oh, that's sad. Poor pony.
still trying to support them and buy what I
Of
can. But
course. Oh.
yeah. But no, I wanted to specifically thank you if you haven't been specifically thanked for that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just do what I do. I don't really think about it, which is maybe a problem sometimes.
No, hey, if it
Yeah.
continues to do this quality, then
Yeah.
don't think about it. Yeah,
I
just
don't know. I've always tried to be supportive of other artists and I don't like I get so many messages a day and I can't get back to everyone
right,
and I always feel bad, but it's just the reality of the situation. It's
sure,
just not going to happen.
right.
Um but I do what I can when I can.
Right. Do what you can with what you have where you are. I mean,
Mhm.
that's a good general rule for life.
Generally.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would be remiss, though, if we did not mention
Hmm.
your well-known duck love.
Oh, my love of ducks,
Yes.
yes. Well,
Can I
I
make
that
puns like how you must be quackers?
yeah. I don't know why. People always ask me why ducks. I really don't know. I've just loved them since I was a kid. They're just really cute, and they're kind of, I don't want to say vicious, but they're unassuming.
A
Like the white
goose, I would say, is vicious. Absolutely.
geese are evil.
Yes.
But ducks are so unassuming, but they'll still bite your ankles. You know what I mean? Like,
You want to hear something incredibly sad?
maybe.
Nobody in Japan ever feeds the ducks.
Yeah.
So
Just
the ducks don't know that somebody approaching their river is going to give them food, so they all fly away every time I've tried.
really.
Yeah. Even after I'm like real patient and like throw out a huge bunch of bread, they all
Here's
still
some
stay
bread.
way away.
Oh wow.
I've never had ducks. I tried it in my old place for like every week for a few months, and still just nope. They
Still just
fly away anytime I got close. It was very sad.
wow. They're missing out.
Yeah, me too. Me.
Yeah, no doubt.
But all
Oh
right, so here's the question:
yeah.
which duck is best?
Oh geez. I don't know. That's not a good question.
I know.
Those ones with the big poofs on their head make me laugh, but they're not my favorite.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was actually referring to character. Which
Oh,
duck character?
characters?
Yeah,
Oh, Donald.
Donald
No,
best.
no
Okay.
questions asked. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Oh yeah. He's my favorite cartoon character of all time.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing trumps Donald in to me. Like back home, I had just a collection of Donald. Like all my friends just buy me Donald Duck stuff. It's whenever they see something Donald Duck, they would buy it for me. I had all this Donald Duck stuff. I'm like, I can't bring this with me when I move. But no, Donald is he is my all-time favorite of all time.
Okay. I I know you've done Darkwing stuff,
Yes,
which Darkwing's awesome. Love Darkwing.
I love Darkwing too,
Yes.
but Donald has the temper that I like.
Yes, that's true. See, that's what I would have loved to see. Just someday, some twisted ankle injury, Darkwing's out of commission, Donald has to take his place.
Then he could be the superhero that he is in Europe.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Uh-huh. Or
Yeah.
honestly, this would have been my dream one.
Hmm.
A Darkwing Danger Mouse mashup.
Wow, that is a mashup.
Mm-hmm. Darkwing and
That's
Danger Mouse.
two,
Oh.
two completely different, or Darkwing and Count Duckula.
I like
No,
Count Duckula, but my goodness, wouldn't it be great to just hear Darkwing say one time, "Let's get Danger Mouse."
that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to talk to my comic friends about that. Who are revamping the Darkwing comic?
Oh
Segue.
yes, let's talk about that real fast.
Yeah, old editor and old artist used to work with in the past on the Boom comics
Mm.
are revamping Darkwing with another publisher. I believe it's Joe Books,
Okay.
and they're Joe Books is republishing all the original ones that came out in Boom, like when they were under Boom,
Okay. Okay.
and they're going to be collected in a treasury.
Ooh, I
It's
like
crazy.
Treasury.
It's
Much
like
easier to get to
400.
me.
Yeah, it's like 400 pages for like $20. Like you
Wow.
cannot go wrong. So if you missed out the first time, you can pre-order it now on all the websites, the
Ooh,
Amazons and
good.
what have you. And the annual that I did will be in there as well,
Nice.
along with I think they were going to revamp some of the writing and the colors, and just adding some artwork here and there. And then the series is supposed to come back with
Nice.
James Silvani drawing it again,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe I'll be doing probably the next annual or whatever, or if
Cool.
it comes out. So I am excited because I love doing comics. I just don't have time to do comics. That's the problem. Yeah, but
Ooh,
it,
that's
it
good.
it'll be nice. Yeah, it'll be nice to have Darkwing Duck back again in some form.
I know we can't talk specifics, but is there a general time frame we're looking at?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay.
The Treasury is out in like a month or two.
Okay.
It's out next month, and then hopefully not too long after.
Right.
Um, I'm not really sure. I wish I could tell you. I don't know myself,
Right. Right.
but I'm sure I'll tweet about it and
Yes.
talk about it when I know something.
So that's something to look forward to. Woo! More Darkwing! Yay!
And it's in great hands, so it'll be good.
Still think he should have gotten Launchpad a better costume than just. I don't know. That was the only
Oh,
thing that ever bothered me about the TV show was, why are you hiding your identity when you don't hide Launchpad
you don't
at
hide
all?
Launchpad. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point.
I mean, unless they thought that Launchpad just has a lot of different friends, and
He's just a nobody, or maybe he's just like Joe Average. Like maybe he just looks like every guy. I don't know.
I've never seen that bill on Launchpad on any other duck.
That's true. Yeah, he's kind of like a pelican almost.
hmm I honestly was surprised he wasn't a pelican just because of the flying thing, and but whatever.
I guess he is. I guess he's not really a pelican though, is he?
With
But
the
he
name
does.
the Quack, he couldn't be, could he? Because
No,
pelicans don't quack.
pelicans are horrifying though. I don't
Yes,
want to
they
talk.
are.
Oh my god, those things freak me out.
Well, we can make the exception of Nigel from Finding Nemo. He was cool.
He was cool, but with, like real pelicans though, God, those things are horrendous.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just
Ugh, oh,
the other day we had a gif of pelican just walking and suddenly snaps up a pigeon. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell was that?
I know they just eat other birds. It's disgusting. Oh god, no, I can't even. Ugh.
Nope.
Threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Sorry.
No.
Well, there we go. That's a matchup now. We'll have Launchpad versus the Good Feathers.
Oh no, Good Feathers would win.
Yeah, absolutely, they would.
I think it'd only take Bobby or Squid to what. It'd only take one. Pesto, that's the one to beat him up.
Yeah, yeah.
Out there.
Well, a question that I ask in each of my interviews,
Mhm.
and you've got special insight, so I'm going to ask nothing from stuff we haven't seen yet.
Of course.
In all of My Little Pony, what would
Yeah.
you say is the one line or one scene that speaks out to you the most?
That speaks out to me, or that I find the funniest.
Either one. Or
I
that you identify with the most, I
Okay,
guess.
I can't say I identify with it, but I
Okay.
think one of my favorite lines was, and I can't remember exactly how it went because A, I didn't work on the episode, and B, I can't remember them all because give me a break.
Right.
Um, the one with uh Pinkie Pie and them talking about, was it Rarity who was gonna get like a million cats?
Oh,
It
yes.
just says, "Give it time."
Give it time.
That almost
She's
killed me the first time I heard it because that was just so real. Like I love when the characters say things that don't seem written, you know?
right, right. Yeah.
I'm sure there's more, but that one for some reason.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that was what oh, she'll become a crazy cat lady. She only has one cat. Give it time.
Yeah, give it time. I don't know. I love it.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think, even if in season 5 that I did, if there's anything coming up. I don't think so.
Okay.
Um, no, I really like that line.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear my dog crying downstairs. I think he has to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Well,
I could probably hold it for how much time we got left?
we're almost done then.
Okay, well then he can hold it. He's fine.
I don't want to hurt poor Radar anymore.
No, Radar, he's fine.
Real fast though, I just want to get on the record clear because I'm not sure I heard. Radar, you're a beagle, awesome beagle.
No, Basset Hound.
Basset Hound. Ah, I'm sorry. I knew that. I
It's
knew
okay.
that. It was.
You know what? He gets Wiener Dog a lot. I'm like,
Really?
yeah.
Huh.
Like, look at, like, I'll be walking him, kids be like, look at the Wiener Dog. I'm like, it's a Basset Hound.
Maybe they're just insulting him.
I know. Like, Wiener Dogs don't look anything like Basset Hounds. They're just because they have short legs, but everything else is so different.
Yeah.
He's closer to a beagle. He's just a beagle with no legs, essentially.
No, I should have known because I know Basset Hound. If somebody gets upset because I say German Shepherd instead of Belgian Terrouvet,
Oh,
that's
well.
a distinction. Like, oh,
Yeah.
come on now, really? But no, Basset Hound and Beagle, I should have known the difference. And I apologize.
Oh, I'm just teasing.
But,
okay.
okay.
So what do you need?
Radar's name, does it come from MASH or from Sesame Street?
It comes from MASH.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I forgot Big Bird had a teddy bear named Radar.
Yes,
Yeah,
it did. Mm-hmm.
he did. No, it was a MASH thing, and it kind
Okay.
of worked out because he got the big ears.
Right.
And
Okay.
he's a scent hound, and he can find things, and it was just seemed
Gotcha.
appropriate. I always swore that when I got a dog, it was going to be a beagle,
Mm-hmm.
and it was going to be named Toby. And
Okay.
then I decided against beagles because they're really yacky
Mm,
and barky
right.
and hyper. And I was like, well, basset hounds are, and I love Toby from The Great Mouse Detective. I'm like,
Yes.
well, basset hounds are like quieter beagles and less energetic beagles.
The
And
chillax beagles.
yeah, and Radar was going to be called a few things before it was Radar. Funyuns was one of the
That's
names.
not bad. I like that.
It's his middle name.
Okay.
Um, but Radar just seemed to suit him, and I get a lot of compliments on it because no one ever really hears that name on a dog. So
I highly approve of oddly named pets.
yeah.
My father wanted to name one of our cats what?
Oh,
We drew the line there.
and
We accepted Zero as the name because that's an awesome
zero.
name for a cat. But
Yes,
but he thought it'd be so hilarious. What's your cat's name? Yes. Oh, Dad,
yes, yeah.
Dad, that would get so old real fast
I
because
know.
we'd be running through the house. What?
Yeah, it's funny though.
It
On some
hits.
level, it's funny.
It is, but I'm sure
But
we
that's
would
like
really.
my ex. He's like, oh, we're gonna get a dog. We're gonna call him Stay
Uh,
for the same stupid joke. I'm like, no, we're not naming our dog a joke name. Like
yeah. Yeah.
that's silly. And we had a leopard gecko named Bill.
Okay, that one I can see.
Yep,
It's a good
Bill.
one.
He was good.
Yep, yep,
He
yep.
lived till he was about 10 or 11. And then we had the leopard gecko and the rabbit, and the rabbit's name was Elwood.
Okay.
But my ex wanted to call the rabbit Ted, so it could be Bill and Ted.
Right.
They could have excellent adventures.
Mm.
And I was like, that is so lame. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So we went Blues Brothers route. We
Right.
called it Elwood, and it was perfect.
That's a good one. I
And
approve.
yeah.
People, if you're gonna get your pets, give them an original name. Heck, I've named the strays that I feed. We've got
Oh,
Halloween, we've got Blackness, we've got Billy the Kid.
Billy the Kid.
Oh, he's freaking psycho.
I
He
was gonna
loves to
say
be
even
held,
tough.
but he can't stay still long enough to be held. So I'll
Oh,
pick him up
okay.
and it'll be like purr purr purr, jump 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 jump. Jump.
Oh man. He
He's
doesn't know what he wants.
well. Thank you so much for coming by and being on the
Thanks
show
for
today.
having me. It's fun hanging out and chatting.
Yes, it is. This is the first time we've done so.
I like it.
Yay! Everybody, be sure to follow her on Twitter and DeviantArt, and perhaps watch some of the shows and comics that she's in. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I do some of those things
Hmm.
sometimes.
Yes. Congratulations on your engagement. That's
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Hmm.
Second time's charm.
Yes. Everyone, this has been Osaka Jack on Into the Spotlight on Everfree Network. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.